All right. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Pensive Politics, Mr. Watson. I am your host, Christian Watson. With me today, I have someone who I think is perhaps one of the most important voices in America, Lily Tang Williams, who is, I'll let her describe herself to you in a moment, but I am just incredibly honored to have her on the show. I am incredibly honored to be able to talk with her about her experiences dealing with Marxism in her home country of China and then seeing it take manifest hold in America. And I'm just very happy that we have the privileges in this country, in America, to have an honest and open conversation about these things. Whereas in many other countries, there are human beings who live with their voices stifled under the boot of a tyrant. And so this conversation is much more than simply a political conversation. This conversation is a tribute to everyone in China, everyone in any country around the world, whether it's in Africa or wherever, who are suffering from having a mute voice because their governments don't want to let them be free thinkers. So, Lily, how are you doing? Good to see you.
I'm doing great. Thank you for having me. That was a wonderful, beginning. And you are right. I'm not just speaking for myself. I feel like I have a duty to speak for the voiceless people in the world, including there are lots of them still in today's China. They don't have a voice like I do. So I feel like I'm on a mission.
Oh yes, absolutely, and I'm happy to support you in that mission. So, Lily, before we get into everything, just tell us, tell viewers about who you are. Tell them, how you kind of got started on your journey, and just, why you're doing what you do. Because I think that it is so vitally important that people know that. Because what you are doing, in my opinion, is very valuable.
Thank you. For people who don't know me, I was born and grew up in Chengdu, Sichuan province of People's Republic of China. After I was born, 2 years later, Mao's great proletarian cultural revolution happened in China. I was born into a working class family with both parents were basically illiterate workers. So in people's mind, if you live under communism and you were born to the, illiterate working poor family, you should be the rulers, right? Because workers rule, right? According to communism, Marxism. No, we were not rulers at all. To describe that the community housing we left as 8 families shared 1 bathroom and 1 water faucet, and the primitive condition of this bathroom, it will make you sick to think about it. It's a big giant hole on the ground, and you have to squat and divide in the middle by just a wall. So if you happen to go to use that bathroom with your neighbor, you can talk to each other, you can hear each other. And basically just the old man use 1 half side and the old woman use another half side. And once a while, peasants will come, dig them out, go down to the field. And it was so stinky, dirty, and full of worms in the summer. I was traumatized as a child to basically use that bathroom because when light bulb go busted, nobody cared to change the light bulb. Under communism, no private property, everything owned by people, or you would call everything owned by the state. So nobody took initiative to take care of it. So at night, you're afraid of using that bathroom. And we have 1 water faucet. If water runs out, you're out of luck. You have no water to cook and to clean. So you better build your own little water tank to reserve water. The electricity was not enough, always dark. And the floor was made from a mud. It was not concrete floor. It was mud floor that sometimes growing mushrooms, but don't eat those mushrooms because it might be poisonous.
Growing mushrooms? Oh
yes, my dad's apartment, community housing, so-called rent-free from his work factories, grow mushrooms. And the water in the summer would get flooded. It was at lower point. So when it rains a lot in the summer, then flood can come in. So we had to all get up to stack up some bricks and to stop the water from coming. And it was truly a struggle. And also that our neighbors just could not even have a privacy. There's no privacy concept. So you door lock, we did not even have a door lock. The only thing to lock your door to protect your family is a little iron hook. So it's like something easy to hook there. But anybody just can kick your door open. It was very scary for me as a child because we live in this crummy neighborhood. Because the lowest working class in the city live, there were crimes, but we had no weapons to defend ourselves. So people knows, just run to get kitchen knives out if somebody come in as a criminal. And sometimes I couldn't sleep at night because I would hear people running behind our place. It was like a river or something, public river, and the people screaming. But if the government, like let's say if police want to come in, you have to open the door, and they can lock the door, they can kick the door down. It's very easy. But our teachers, principals, and communist block committee members all can come into home. Just sit on your bed because we don't have bedroom, living room. It's just 1-2 room, right? 2 room. They can just sit on your bed. So we have 1 table with some chair to eat, and 2 rooms. 1 room for my 2 brothers to sleep, and 1 room for me to share that with my parents for 15 years. 15 years, and I don't have a picture of it. It's gone now, and so that means we have an outdoor kitchen where we go to cook. We burn coal. So the coal that you have to add on top of each other. If they collapse, then you have no heat, no fire. You cannot cook that day. Then you'll be stuck and starving. It's a very primitive living condition. But because I was born into Mao's regime, that we were supposed to say Kumbaya, say Long live Chiang Mai Mao every day, long live Communist Party, because we're supposed to say grateful for some food. Do you know how much we ate? Do you have idea how much food rationing coupon we got? So that's another
not a lot.
No, I was really hungry child, and my childhood memory was full for just hunger, growling stomach, everything smell wonderful. For some reason, when you're not hungry today, this food don't smell as good as it used to be, right? So give you example. Give you example. My dad, my mom work for state factory 6 days a week, and you get the food rationing coupons, and from the local government. That's based on your family size and also your parents' positions inside of the state factories. Hey, everybody work for government 6 days a week, and you don't have choice. If you're a mother, you want to stay home to babysit, to be with your children. No, everybody got to work under communist country system. You are guaranteed a job. Doesn't matter you like it or not, you go to work, and your kids go to state factory daycares or family watch them for you. But it does not mean it's free. So my parents could not even afford my baby brother's daycare. He was 1 year old. So basically I stay home to babysit him for a year. I was 6. Would that call child abuse today, right? I was 6 to help. My baby brother was an infant, and it was too expensive for my parents to afford it. So they begged me to stay home and to say, hey, maybe you can put off school for a year. I wanted to go to school so bad because I know my parents were illiterate. That's why they cannot move up, get a promotion. They are proletarians, they're workers, but they got the least amount of food coupons and very primitive living condition compared with the officials, the higher position people. And so what can I do? I cried, and they bought me a ticket to go watch, Romania fighting Nazis. A foreign movie supposed to be a luxury. So I went to watch a movie and decided I'm going to help my family, do my duty. And I'm the oldest. And I never remember my childhood that much because I feel like I was treated as an adult, always. So I stayed home and to babysit my baby brother. I was kind of scared. And then my neighbor who had a higher position in the state factories, and the lady at home will boil a milk, like using milk powder or, boil milk, that just smells so good. When you're hungry, they even powder milk that smells so good. But we did not have a luxury to drink the powdered milk. It was too expensive for us. And so we, it was those years I learned that, people actually died from the 1958 to 61 during the 3 years natural disasters. Almost like lots of people died. Of course, later I discovered, and it was Mao's central planning policy killed those people because, there was no food, enough food, and mass famine happened. But I was told, we should say thank you, Chairman Mao, because we have food to eat now. And, our life is better. And even though I was thinking, I'm hungry, I still want to eat more food. And for people who never had to live like that, I want to share these horrible stories that we were so hungry. When I was babysitted by my grandmother, my two uncles we were trapped rats. There were some rats running around in our courtyard, my grandma's courtyard. So they were trapped the rats. And so basically then, cook over the fire, you suck on the bones, not much meat. But even that ran out very fast. Everybody learned to catch rats and then they're gone. So you can tell today's Venezuela, people are eating all the cats and the cats ran out. I feel so sorry for them today, what's going on, because it reminds me what happened to us, back then. Right. Under Mao.